Tired?
There was a time I was tired and I went back.
Of the ARVs?
Yes, but
They have
this
side
time,
effects?
yes, it does. It does. It does. But this time, I just believe that as a child of God,
That enough is enough.
yes, just believe. So, as at that time, that person that was in his family that I love so much, I told him, and he prayed with me, and he told me that I can forgive him and go back. So, but I was not seeing that. Then I was in a redeemed church in Lokoja then, and my pastor, I told him parts of what of what was happening to me, and I always pray with him. So, in 2014, that's my very personal person died. Yes, he died. He died of kidney issues. So when he died, I was like, even though many people have been calling me, even when we are waiting, we are calling me, there's a lady in the house, so wouldn't I come? Because that issue was not issue I could tell everybody.
Yeah.
So, are you not coming? Somebody is at home. I said, don't worry. So, I finally say, okay, since this person had died and this person had wished that I should go back to his brother, I went back on my own accord. So I went back to his brother. I said, I forgive you. What you have done for me, I forgive you. So that was how I came back. I did transfer back to Abuja again. And while I was in Lokoja, I entered into another relationship. That was when I started drinking, because I was tired with life. I was like, there is, what am I even serving God? There is nothing to continue again. But you know, even at that thing, it was in that 2014 that we did this 100-day fasting, and I did that fasting. And I was just tired with life. I started living, I was drinking, I would go to the bar and drink and all sorts like that. And I came back to him. When I came back to him, I said, I forgive you, because I know God. I don't want to keep doing what I'm doing. Please, can we make this marriage work? And he accepted. And for the kind of person I am, I now opened up to him. I said I was in a relationship, this, thinking that he too will now open up to me, but he never did. So we came back with the children and started. And one day, I was at the kitchen cooking. I had this thing in me that whenever some things will just come. Something will just come. When something is biting me, if you check it, it is real. So I'm just seeing a pregnant lady, always a pregnant lady, and something is telling me I should ask my husband if he pregnanted anybody. And I left the cooking, I put it in the parlor. I said, yeah, something is in my mind. And he knows me. He knows me that if I say something is in my mind, it don't happen. I said, did you pregnant anybody? Start up. He said, he was just confused. He said, yes. I said, where is the lady? He said, in his office. But the lady is waiting. The lady has even left. She's selling card. She's doing it. I lied and I stopped and I cried. I said, God, why me again? Why must it always be that there is a new thing after I'm finishing one season of, okay, maybe I'm entering into a new season? Because even if you go back to my Facebook in that 2014, you will see divine settlement that I posted. Divine settlement. But so this one was another thing again. I started crying. I said, okay, I said, okay. That was in 2014 to 2015. So we're like a family. But that thing could not leave me. Whenever we have sex with him, even if he had left, I would lie down on the bed and I'll be crying because my daughter that he has molested is still in the same house with us. So that was where I got ulcer, because the pain was too much. After he had gone, I would cover my head with pillow. I would cry. I would say, God, have mercy on me. Father, have mercy on me. So that was how we continued. Until I wanted to celebrate my 40th birthday, because my mom died at 36 and I was already 40. And I was like, it's time to thank God. So I went to an orphanage. He said, I want to come and celebrate my birthday, and they obliged me. So I went there. Then I was doing network marketing, and it was on food. So I had a lot of foodstuffs, granola oil. I went there, and I went with materials. I taught the orphanage how to make soap, Dettol, many things. I taught them and I gifted them those things. But at the arrangement, at the preparation of that birthday, remember he has been transferred. All this while he has been transferred. He wasn't in Abuja. He was even transferred outside Abuja to the east. I was the one that worked there. I've come for us to work marriage. Now you have been transferred to the east. So I went to his headquarters, did the transfer, but he could not come back to Abuja. He was taken to Nasarawa, just the boundary between Abuja and Nasarawa. So we were preparing this thing. My daughter, everybody was preparing this thing. And I called him. Before that time, he stopped coming home. I told my pastor. Then we were reading in the place we were going to. And when I came back, let me go back to when I came back from Lokoja. We were supposed to continue the reading way. But because he had pregnanted a lady there, he was not comfortable with me going to that place because he knew somehow we knew. So there was this family friend of mine that has served Pastor Nature for like 19 years, and he was opening his own ministry. And he called me, we grew up together in Jos, and he was like, we should come and celebrate with them. And when we went there, my husband just said, he liked this church. And I was surprised, because he's somebody that doesn't like a church where they don't cover hair, where they wear trousers. I was like, what now happened that you want this church?
What changed?
So what changed? So, but as the respectable wife now, we started going there. So from Airport Road, go to Area 1. And he was in where he was working. So we want to pay transport and do everything. So he was not feeling the pains of. So we continued until that birthday. He never came home. That my pastor said, okay, since he's not coming home, I'll be going to meet him now. So I will go there, I will stay the weekend. As husband and wife, I want to come back. Praying that maybe he will count money and say, okay, you should take for feeding, nothing. And I call my pastor and I say, look, if it is only for sex I'm doing it, I will not go again. Because I want him to be taking care of the house and he's no longer coming again. And before that time, before my birthday, what is it called now? Mountain of Fire were doing their fasting. I have a friend. She now said I should join the fasting because I told her the things I was going through. 70 days fasting. On the 30th day of that fasting, I was in my office. I lied down. And it was like a trance. My husband came and he was flogging me seriously. And I ran out of the room and another woman joined him in beating me. And I woke up and I called the woman. I said, this is what has happened. And she said, this is not a good thing. So she connected me with the pastor. And the pastor gave me some prayers to make. And as I was praying those prayers, if he comes around, the day he managed to come from where he's working, I'll say, dear, let's pray now. It's for us to pray as a family. So I will pray. So that was how we finished that birthday. He didn't come for my 40th birthday. My brothers were there because I have like 3 of my brothers in Abuja and my church members were there. My business people were there. My pastor could not come on that day because he has been seeking audience with Bishop Abioye, and that was the day they gave him the audience, so he could not come. But there was a pastor in my business that came. So we posted pictures on Facebook only for him to go and meet my pastor and said, that man came, this. He was gaslighting me, and all in the name that I am positive, he's negative, and he has agreed to stay with me. So that was how my pastor now called us. He said, Mr. So, why didn't you come for your wife's birthday? You are even the one that is supposed to arrange this birthday. You're supposed to be the one that will plan it. I was in church when her mom died, and she's 40. He said, this is a big thing for her. So he was bringing so many things. So, and I told the pastor, I said, all this thing is bringing, doesn't hold power. He has a child with a woman. Sir, I have not told you. The pastor was shocked. He now asked him, is it true?
He didn't tell the pastor.
He didn't. They now asked him, is it true? He said, yes, it was true. They said, with who? He now told my pastor that he cannot tell my pastor that till after 2 weeks. My pastor should give him 2 weeks. So we left. Next Sunday, the pastor was in church. After church, my pastor called us. So the church is in the building, in the second floor of the building. So he called us and he was like, okay, mister, if the floor is yours, who? Now mention the name. When he mentioned the name, I ran.
Even you didn't know who he was?
I didn't know who. He just told me that a lady, and I just forgave. I've already come now.
So who is the lady?
The lady was my next door neighbor, in whom we're singing in the same choir. We're singing in the same choir. And she was like a daughter to me. This is a lady that if I want to go out, I'll say, these are my children, please take care of them, I'm coming. If she too wants to go out, she say, mommy, please, I'm going to town, I don't have transport. I'll give her transport.
Your eyes have seen.
So when he called the name, like this office now, I ran from this. In fact, I was thinking if maybe I should go to the balcony because I had already made up my mind even before that time that I will not commit suicide. Because one thing Bishop keeps saying when I was in his church was that suicide is a permanent decision to a temporary problem.
Yeah.
So I had gotten that. So when I wanted to go to the balcony, I remember that one. I went down the staircase and I sat down and I put my hand on the bed. And the pastor's wife ran and followed me. She said, did you know the person? Who is the person? I said, yes, I know the person. I said, she's my next door neighbor. She's like a daughter. In fact, she's my daughter.
The lady was how old as that?
I don't know her age. I don't know her age.
She mean her 20s?
Yes, she was attending, she was doing a program in a school, doing an NCE program. So she should be maybe 20 something sharp. So I screamed, I cried in the church. I told the pastor, I said, this is over. I can't take it again. I can't keep recycling my life. As much as I try to see that I have come out from a season, the one that is bigger than the one I left will come.
Was that how you ended it?
Yes.
What year?
This was in 2018 now. I got because my 40th birthday was in 2018. So we went back to the house and he was begging that I should forgive. I said, I can't forgive this one. In fact, I got depressed. And it got to the extent that when I get to the office, there was a very day, I can't forget that day. People had gone out for lunch. I was only the one in the office. I took my Android phone and I smashed it on the wall. And I picked it again, I smashed it on the wall. And I picked the phone and I saw that the phone was scattered. And I heard a voice, Patience, do you want to die young and leave your children to suffer the way your mom died? I started crying. And that awareness now came to me. I cried. And I knew that people would soon come back to the office. I cleaned up, washed my face, and I was like, nothing happened. And that was the pain I was taking all over. You see me, and I'm this kind of person that people bring issues to me. I don't know how God did it that way. People bring issues to me, I will advise them, I will counsel them. And so on this day, I was on Facebook and I saw a woman telling a story. how she counseled somebody. That is when Diologi, the parent coach. So I just chat her with my story. I just bring out some things, yes. And she was like, wow, today is Friday. Tomorrow is my family day, but I can't leave you to this. This thing, so many people will have committed suicide. Tomorrow come to so place. My office is in Gwarimpa, here and here and here. The next day, if I show you the picture, how I looked when I went to that place, oh, you know that I was at the verge of giving up, totally giving up. I'd given up 1,000 times. I'll give up, I'll come back again.
You are a strong. Stories are dead days. You've not had this kind of trouble before. Have you been?
Not totally, but still, I'm at the verge of healing.
Sharing your story doesn't give you a measure of ease. At what time would you say your healing started?
My healing started, I would say, years back when I started Empowered Girls for Christ Foundation.
So you have a foundation?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Empowered Girls for Christ?
Yes, it was formerly Girls for Christ Foundation, but when we wanted to go for the registration, it was
Empowered
Empowered Girls for Christ Foundation. Yes, sir. So it has not been easy. So knowing that the person he impregnated was much. So that woman counseled me 3 sessions. She normally charged, but she could not collect a penny because of the gravity
of the issue.
Yes. So and it was that counseling that helped me. So when I went back home, I knew I had to move. And even before then, I was not ready to move. But that his same brother, he was the one that now told the brother what was happening. The brother now said, "You come to me." Ibadan, my people, no, dowry not paid, issue of molestation, now issue of pregnancy. You cannot go. Let them come down. Let's sit down. If they really want you to be their wife, sir, I won't lie to you. Even with that happened, I was still willing to make that marriage work. But the brother now said that if I cannot come down to their place, I should go ahead. So that also pained me. I was like, with these children I have, with what I've suffered, so now let me leave it. So in March 2019, I packed to my house. Then I was building a 2-bedroom flat. So I just got loan. My daughter too was already a police officer. Then she got loan. We fixed some things and promote. I went with the children. And probably because he thought maybe I would have been broadcasting what happened, he never came to see the children. He never came. I think the church I finally joined in my community, yes, the church I finally joined in my community, I sat the pastor down and I told him everything because there's no church I joined that I will not become a worker. But I now felt that this man will be seeing me with the children. One day he will call me to ask me. So before he will ask me, where's your husband? Let me kukuma tell him what was going on. So I told him, he said, he has heard from me. He went to my husband twice. He traveled down. He located him and he spoke with him. And it was in the year 2020 when he went to Redeem Camp to pray that he sent me a message. He said, Mommy Yako, you have the right to be happy. Go on with your life. Because all the visit he did, there was nothing to hold, and the man was not forthcoming. So he said, but before we do that, I must go back to that man to go and seek for forgiveness. I said, Pastor, what did I do? The man that offended me, he said, yes, I should go back to seek for forgiveness. I said, okay. He said I should call him to come to Abuja. I called him, he agreed to come, but after 3 days, he said he was not coming. I called the pastor, he said, if I don't have money, he will give me for transport, I should go. So I called him, I said I was coming. I went, he arranged the place. I said I wasn't going to the house, so he arranged the place. I think it was a church. So I knelt before him, I mentioned his name. He said, for the past 14 years we've been together, I've offended you in diverse ways, please forgive me. And he said, well,
I knelt before?
I knelt before my husband. Because it was the instruction my pastor gave me. So I knelt before him, I said, forgive me for what I might have done wrong for these 14 years. So he held me, he said, I am not the one to seek for forgiveness, rather, he is the one to seek for forgiveness. So he also asked me for forgiveness. So that was how everything. He never came, he never went there. Until 2017, right? Was it 2017? Now 2027. What was 2017? No, this was 2019. 2019. 2021. I was at my son's school. They were having what is it called, inter-house sport, and my son was winning. He had already gotten 4 medals, so I was happy on that day. We were there, very happy. I got a call, and the person mentioned the area my husband was staying, so I was scared. I thought that something had happened to him. He now asked me, am I the wife of so person? I said yes. He said he's in my community. I said it's all okay. He said yes. So I directed him where I was. He brought up an envelope, and it was a summons.
Someone?
Yes, in the court.
From who?
From my husband. He wanted divorce. So my pastor was not far-fetched from me. Immediately I went to him. I said, Daddy, this is it. And he said, I should go ahead and sign it and give it to him. And then we were preparing for our first mega outreach in Empowered Girls for Christ, our first mega outreach that I would ever do. So I called my mentor and I told him, I said, this is what has happened. He said, we will do that outreach, nothing will stop it. So I was devastated again. I was like, this man way, I don't leave you with your wahala, so why are you coming for me again? So the first day I appeared in court, that was on 9th April. 9th April. The outreach was to be 5th April. No, the outreach was 9th and my appearance in court was on 5th. So I appeared in court. I went with my daughter, my first daughter. My other brother gave me his car and we went together. So in the court, the judge asked me, why do you want divorce? I said, I don't know, I never filed with my husband before. He asked him, why do you want divorce? The first thing he was saying in the court is that I married her as HIV positive. And the noise in the court. And the court now, the judge now stopped everything. He called for order and called the two lawyers, my lawyer and his lawyer. And he spoke to them, and I knew that it was not okay with the word my husband said. So they adjourned it. So that was how we finished the court. He wanted custody of the children, but I wanted the children to be with me. And as God will have it, even the house I built, he laid claims that we built the house together. But no, it was the first house they demolished that we built together. But this second one, after the demolition, he said he was not willing to build a house in Abuja again.
Your house was demolished?
Yes, the first demolition in Abuja. So that was how I started the building, and the custody of the house was given to me and the children. So he had another house, one bedroom flat, that one was given to me, even though I was the one that finished more than half of that, because then I had a project I was doing with UN, with US Embassy, and I was getting money then. So I was the one that almost finished.
So you finally got divorced in 2021?
Yes, 2022 now.
Because of the process?
Yes, 2022. So it was in 2022, November. So that was how we finally got divorced. They said, come to see the children anytime you wish to, but he never came. I recalled.
See now?
Yes, he came once in 2022 because his daughter, the first daughter, was very sick.
Now,
I called him.
The content of this story, they are sensitive. When or if those who know the both of you see this story and share with you, you will take responsibility for this.
Of course, yes. Because I'll take full responsibility, and he also knows that there's nothing I've said in this story that did not happen. That is not how it is. There's nothing I've said in this story that didn't happen the way it is.
How are you? You've survived so many.
Yes, it was in this year he actually saw the way of his children, because I kept on telling him that you need to see these children, you need to play a fatherly role in the life of these children. 2019 till now, they're working 6 years. And when you came, that time he came once, he was sitting with them like this, as if they came for counseling session. There was nothing, because even when we were together, they didn't have any rapport. He doesn't have rapport with children. So he said I should bring them when he was. And we went there. I think during the holidays last year, we went there. I took them there. And when I got to the bus stop, when he came for us to the park, he was like, am I going to the house? I said, yes, I want to go and see my children. And glory be to God that I followed, because the house I knew him with, he had packed in that. So when we got there, he called his wife out. We never knew he was married. The children don't know.
How about the girl you got there?
He left her. She's here with me. She's here. She's suffering. She has gotten another child again. She's here in this same village I am, in Abuja. He left that one. He's married to another woman. Yes, sir. He left the woman.
Is she still your daughter?
Who?
Daughter, the girl.
The lady, she doesn't come near me again. Anytime she sees me, she's always begging, Mommy, please forgive me. I said, I've forgiven you. I've forgiven. There was a day, yes, there was a day I even saw her with the small girl. She was crying. She was dragging her to school. I said, what's the problem? She said, she needs biscuits and she doesn't have money. I opened my bag and I gave her money. I said, take, buy biscuits for her. So anywhere she's today she sells her car. Tomorrow she's washing plates. So she's even suffering. So what do I want to do for her again? I even pity her. In fact, I was the first person that asked him. I said, this child, don't let this child suffer. Me, I'm working, but this girl, I was the first person he gave 10,000 to send to that girl. I collected money from him to send to that girl. The girl is here. So when we got to his place and we entered into the house, he said, dear, come out, they are here. So when the woman came out, she saw me, she was shocked.
Another woman?
Yes, she was shocked. So he said, bring water, bring this, they brought it. I saw my children the way they were not happy. I'm not told them something. I said, this is your father's house.
You took them there for how many days?
They stayed for 2 weeks. I came back to Abuja. I left them there for 2 weeks. And my friends were like, you get live a woman that you have never seen anywhere. I said, if I'm no more today, wouldn't he come to come
and as a matter of fact, you're a police officer, so nobody wants to have it. Nobody wants to maltreat the children of the police officer.
I left them there, and whenever I call them, I tell them, I say, give your stepmother the phone. I talked to her, I said, madam, how are you? How are my children? No, they're not giving. She said, no. I said, fine. And I told them, I said, this is your stepmom. Don't you ever disobey her. You know the instance where you disobey her with what?
But your daughter that you had before me, she didn't go there.
No. She didn't go. So she is married, but I don't want to go.
Well,
I don't even want to go.
Okay. But she's ill now.
She's not.
Okay, but we'll get there privately. Okay, this is a very, very.
So where I started getting here was that 2015 when I came back, that 2014 when I came back to marriage. I've been having this nudge to talk to girls. because I see what I've passed through. I've passed through a lot, and I knew that such kind of thing is happening in homes.
Yeah,
in so,
yeah.
so 2015, I started. When I came back, I started. I would just call girls around me, 4 or 5 girls, and we would talk. And the second time, I didn't give them anything, but I now thought, I said, what will I give them so that they can even invite more girls? So I thought of sanitary pads.
Wow.
So it wasn't as if then I had a lot, but from the little that I had, I would just buy like 4 or 5 and come and we were very happy. So when things started happening again, when I came back, I stopped. Because I started judging myself. I was like, Pat, you are not the best person to talk to girls. You have gone through
that voice.
You've gone through. I used to, in those days, I used to tell myself, you were single. You have lived a life as a single. You have lived a life as a single parent, as a single mother first, before a single parent, and a divorce. So I will calculate all these things. And I was like, I'm not the best place. But in 2020, during the COVID, the girls came. They came to my house. They came like 3 times and they did not meet me. And the 4th one I was there. They were like, Mommy, we have come. And that 2020, I was also praying. I was like, God, tell me what to do. What will I do? I know that I'm a wounded shoulder, but I don't want to live. I don't want to live serving God, because that is the only thing I know that I can do to help me. So immediately the girl said that, Mommy, please, we want you to help us now. We have to come. That thing you were teaching us before, it has been helping us. That is what I've asked you to do. But you don't want to do it and you are praying. So immediately we started in May 2020.
Wow.
Back to back every Saturday. I was teaching them. My pastor's wife then was helping me.
My God.
I was bringing people I know that are children of God. I was bringing them to speak to the girls. I now thought again, these girls, they will need empowerment. So, and me, because of the background, my mom was doing a lot of handwork. So I started teaching them skills, how to make throw pillows, different kind of throw pillows, liquid soap, Vaseline, a lot of things. What I don't know how to do, I will invite somebody and I'll tell them, oh, we don't have money to pay you. Will you be able to help these girls? They say, yes, they'll come. So that was how we were doing it.
And you still run it now?
I still run it. I still run it. Hallelujah. So like in last year, we visited 4 schools. We visited 4 schools last year and we visited 2 indigent communities. The communities I'm talking about are communities that even a government personnel in my community, when I told him I went there, he said they will not give me something to do there. So, and the project we are running now is a project where we open sanitary pad banks in indigent communities where girls cannot afford. And in 2024, we were able to open 2, 1 in my community. It was open. We opened officially. We called people.
So girls who can afford to buy sanitary pad,
yes, they come
and then get it.
And that is in Amak. That is in Gosa community in Amak. And the second one that we opened was in Go Mani community.
So we've raised the campaign and wondering why in sometimes schools and all that, some places, they distribute condoms for people for free, and then sanitary pads. So
that's our slogan, sir. If condoms are being given for free, then sanitary pads will also be given for free.
That's so.
That's our slogan.
And this is you forging ahead with your life and helping others, despite your pain and your injury. Wow. I don't know what to say to this story, but these are steepers.
So I want to say something. My story has been one that I've been wanting to share. I've shared parts on my page on Facebook. Yes, if you go to my page on Facebook, I've
put the Facebook page there so that
I've shared parts on my Facebook page, and then many people had followed me. Even though it didn't go down, I don't want to go into that because it was part of my church cult. So I don't want to go into that. I have shared some things like having my child, how I suffered. I've shared so many things. But there is this thing in me that has told me that I am going to share this story in a bigger platform for people to be blessed. But I never knew the platform. So when I started following you early last year, I yearned to be under your ministry, but I was like, these kind of people now, they know Abuja. And I never knew that Light Nation was in Abuja. So I will follow, I'll be in the office, I'll be following everything I'm doing until during your birthday. And when I saw stories, I said, yes, this is it. Because I was like, my page is not that large enough. I want to tell my story in a larger page where people, home and abroad, will be blessed. And Apostle, I won't mind word. I am so grateful for this opportunity. I'm grateful for this opportunity. And I know that my story is going to turn people's lives. So even in this, My Girls for Christ, stories that comes from my own girls. I have a girl in my girl that confided in me that a pastor has wanted to sleep with her, if not for God. Even myself, I jumped on those places. So there are a lot going on. So we do mentorship, we do empowerment, we speak to these girls, and we do menstrual hygiene management. Like that's Go Mani community we went with. Oh my God. If you see the video, I have the videos, when the girls spoke, some of them cannot even afford underwears to even use with the pad, talk less of buying pads. So that is it. So right now we have a project that we are running, want to reach 10,000 girls in the next 5 years.
We would like to get the account details for this initiative, so we can put it on the screen for people home and abroad to be a part of that, because that work is noble. And then we as a ministry also like to also be a part of that. Because the issue of there's a case we attended to of a woman who gave birth in the village, there was no, the process were not hygienic. Twins. And both of them died. And the mother later died too. You see, so whatever we can do to intervene is so important. Thank you. And for sharing this story, because this is going to touch millions of people around the world. And the joy is the impact that these stories bring beyond what we can expect. So for the courage to share this, I don't know what to say. God bless you.
I forgot to add something. I have a book I wrote also last 2 years now.
Okay, what's
Not
that?
again.
Not again.
Yes. Talks about a church girl. It's part of my story too. Talks about a church girl who portrays the form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. So though I have not published it as an ebook, so
is it available on Seller or Amazon?
yes, it's on Seller.
Oh, good. So we'd just like to get this. So we'll put it on the screen right now, so you can see it. You can get it on Seller.
It's a book that touched every facet of the church anyway, because of what I've passed through. So
wow.
I was just getting the leading to do that, and I'm also writing a book right now that I'm not done. From pain to purpose. From pain to purpose. I'm not yet done. I'm just trying to recap to finish, trying to do the editing and everything. So I don't know. I believe we are done, but I will not want to finish these stories without thanking some persons in my life. First of all, I want to thank my parents because of the background. Most time when people hear this kind of story, they say maybe you come from a background that didn't work. But I came from a background that worked. I never saw my parents having issues. I never saw them until my mom died. And I also want to say thank you to my siblings. They, even when I knew that I was positive, I told them. They were the first persons after my husband I told. They have protected and supported me like nothing. And I want to tell them, I have kept all this because I wanted a larger platform. Most things I said, they don't know.
Wow.
They don't even know.
Wow.
Most things, the molestation, and they don't even know. So I've kept this so that a larger platform will hear. And for anyone, the pastors that have been in my life, I say thank you for grooming me, personal friends and those that never let go. Coach Wendy Ologi, I want to say thank you for that counsel. And most of all, I want to say thank you to Apostle Femi Lazarus. Sir, I feel like lying down. I feel like lying down to say thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. And I know that whatsoever is remaining for my healing journey, God will help me. But yet, my thanks goes much to most of your teachings. Gilead 1 to 6, church hurt, getting healed from a pain that seems not to go. All those things.
You know them by head.
Because I kept.
My God.
I really, there are some that after I will pray and I will mention names. My stepmom is there. What I suffered is there. There are things that I don't want to go into it. Like when you started prayer today, you told us 2 stories. The first story, I commented, I say, that one is for me. So I want to say thank you for those messages. Thank you for those messages. And also I want to say thank you to Sister Nkoyo who followed me up. She's an amazing person in Light Nations. Thank you. She has been following me and following me. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity.
God bless you. We have received stories. I will tell you that the impact of this one, we cannot quantify. The only question on my mind now is that who exactly am I interviewing today? How can one person survive all this and yet still standing? And there's still so much ahead to be done.
Jesus.
God has helped you.
Yeah, amen. You are asking the same question I asked when the first day I got to Light Nation. No, was it the first day? That is the closed door meeting in Light Camp, because we're not able to attend Light Camp.
Okay.
So yes.
Closed door, you were there?
Yes, I was there with my children.
Okay.
Even the 11 years we're there together. We're not able to attend Light Camp, but I bought an MP3, 247, all of the service we joined. And in that closed door meeting, if I'm standing up, I will shout, "Who are you, Pastor Femi Lazarus?" That's what I was screaming.
Amazing.
Because I can't understand. So where I sit in the church, I want to see your face, because seeing your face gives. I will smile. I will always smile. So I will say, God, thank you for directing me. Thank you for this direction. Thank you. So I am so excited. Even my children, sir, Ashotele, something happened in Ashotele. My children, because of pain, they cannot talk now. But I'm a child mentor. I know what they don't talk much. So if they're in church, I'll always be the one to tell them, stand up now. But I promised myself that in Light Nation, I will not do that. So if they are sitting down, I'll worship my team. But I should tell you, my son, I feel like standing up to demonstrate. My son was praying. My daughter was praying. They are very tall. They were praying. They were praising. I wept and I should tell him, I say, God, thank you. I say, God, thank you. Because I know that gradually pain is being taken away from those children. Pain is being taken away from those children.
I feel so privileged hearing all this. feel so
touched.
privileged.
My son don't used to dance in church,
But now,
but he's dancing.
My
On
God.
Sunday, he danced himself out. Crossover service, my son went out to go and dance. For the past
Amazing.
10 years, I've not seen that.
My God.
We all went out to go and dance with his cousin. The cousin is around.
My
So
God.
they went out. Even my daughter, that is Shimi Shai, if you want, you went
My
out,
God.
to dance.
And that's one thing about Light Nation, is the family atmosphere.
Honestly.
It's just like that.
So I told them I was coming to Twist. My daughter was like, Mommy, are you ready? I said, yes.
Wow.
And I said, you will hear things you have never heard before.